Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. We're gonna get started. Thank you all for being here. My name is Michael Owens, the mayor of the city of Mableton. Today is August 12th, 2026. You're here at the regular city council meeting. So to our my fellow council members, staff, and to our residents and visitors, thank you for attending this meeting this evening. This is the first time, obviously, we've had this meeting in this venue. So please bear with us a bit. We want to make sure the acoustic's okay. First check. Please raise your hand if you cannot hear me clearly. If you cannot hear me clearly. Cannot. That Mr. Philpott back there? Well, I guess you can hear me. You gave me a thumbs up. I know, I said, can you hear me? You gave me a thumbs up. All right, we'll be cognizant of that, ladies and gentlemen. So council and staff, please try to make sure you speak directly into the microphone as we go through this. So with that being said, Madam Deputy Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Mayor Michael Owens.
Present.
Present.
Councilmember Michael McNeely, District 2.
Present.
Councilmember Keisha Jeffcoat, District 3.
Present.
Councilmember Cassandra Brown, District 4.
Present.
Councilmember TJ Ferguson, District 5.
Present.
Councilmember Deborah Herndon, District 6.
Present.
All present, and we have quorum.
Thank you for that, Madam Clerk. At this point in time, Mr. Manager, would you mind leaving us in a brief? Yeah, it's the mic's just not on right now. Yeah, testing. I got you. Testing. Yes, I got thumbs up now. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Manager, would you lead us in a brief invocation, please, sir?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. If you wish to join in prayer, please do. Heavenly Father, we thank you for being the God of all things created, and we therefore thank you for the beautiful city of Mableton that has been created and established. We thank you for the opportunity to lead and to serve the citizens and visitors of this city, and therefore with this attitude of gratitude for being here in Mableton and being in a position to serve, we ask for your wisdom, your guidance, your counsel as we make decisions, and the council makes decisions. We ask you to give them the courage, the insight to see what is necessary and what's beneficial for all those we serve. We also ask you to bless our citizens. We pray for all of our citizens, God, that they will receive and understand how we can make our community better, and that your hand will be upon everything we do, and we will give you all the glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you for that, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not mind to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag is coming up.
No.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Council, you've been provided a copy of the agenda prior to the meeting. At this point in time, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda as written.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
Second.
Thank you. Motion been made and properly seconded by Councilman McNeely. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval of the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. We're going to move forward into a public hearing. We do have one public hearing this evening. This is for a temporary land use permit named 2025-004. It's for 245 Hunnicut. At this point in time, I would like to turn the floor over to our Deputy Community Director, Tina Garber. The floor is yours, ma'am.
All right. Good evening, Mayor and Council, members of the public, staff. This is a temporary land use permit for 245 Hunnicut Road. This property, the request is to allow a dog sitting and dog boarding business in a residential area. All right, here you see our zoning map. The zoning map shows that this property is zoned RA6 with the surrounding properties zoned R20. Next slide. And again, here we have our future land use map. And the future land use map indicates that this area is a low-density residential area. So that means if anything were to be rezoned or requested in the future, it should be consistent with this low-density residential character. Here you can see the aerial photography of the site. The area with the star indicates this location. There's a house, a detached garage, breezeway, and some other areas around there. And then this next slide just further shows the surrounding area to illustrate the residential character of this area. Here we have the interior floor plan of the site that was presented by the applicant. The dogs would be sleeping inside the house there, you see in the living room. And then if you looked back on the aerial, you would have seen there's a fenced-in area where the dogs would run. When we review temporary land use permits, the code does outline criteria to make these considerations. When we're reviewing these, we need to consider the safety, health, welfare, and moral concerns involving the surrounding neighborhood, parking and traffic considerations, number of non-related employees, number of commercial and business deliveries, the general presumption of the mayor and city council that residential neighborhoods should not allow non-compatible business uses, compatibility of the business use to the neighborhood, and then hours of operation, existing business uses within the vicinity, effect on property values of surrounding property, circumstances surrounding neighborhood complaints, intensity of the proposed business use, and location of the use within the neighborhood. Based on this criteria, staff does recommend denial of the temporary land use permit. This application did have a public hearing before the Planning Commission, and the Planning Commission also recommended denial of the temporary land use permit.
Thank you for that, ma'am. At this point in time, council, do you have any questions of Ms. Garber?
Wasn't this particular item before us before?
Yes, this application has already had a public hearing before the mayor and council, but the applicant was not able to attend. In an abundance of caution, we did re-advertise this as a second public hearing, and the applicant is present tonight to answer any questions.
That's what my question was going to be. So knowing that the applicant is here, Ms. Garber, what we're going to do is go ahead and start or open our public hearing for this. Madam Clerk, please note that at this point in time, we're going to open the public hearing. So if anyone, and we can allow the applicant to come and speak and to carry the balance of the time. So if the applicant would step forward to speak on behalf of this, if they therefore choose. If not, if anyone who wants to speak on behalf of this matter, please make your way to the podium at this time.
Good evening. Hi.
Good evening. If you could state your name and if you live in the city, what district you live in.
Yes, good evening. My name is Kevin Ortega, and I do live in the city.
Thank you. The floor is yours, sir. The floor is yours.
Sure, thanks. I appreciate you taking the time that the city staff and the Planning Commission already invested in reviewing my application, for the thoughtful work that went into the process. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here today. My pet sitting, a Prussian dog house, it's a small appointment-based pet care business. It's focused on structured boarding in a calm, supervised environment. My goal has always been to provide increasingly high-quality care while being a respectful neighbor and a positive member of the Mableton community. And over the past several years, I've had the privilege of serving many local communities, families, and building relationships throughout the community. And I'm grateful for the letters of support submitted by my clients who are business owners, who are neighbors, who are fellow professionals. and they've experienced my professionalism, my reliability, and commitment to responsible pet care. If approved, I remain committed to operating responsibly, following conditions placed on the permit, continue to improve the property, managing noise proactively, and being a business that reflects positively on the city of Mableton. I have been approved a license by the Department of Agriculture. I have pet insurance. I have plans, if approved, for the permit. I have plans after that to cease concerns after the period that I've requested. I do everything from home. I'm home all the time, 80–90% of the time. I leave only for errands and a few meetings throughout the week. There's concerns about grooming, because I also possess a separate grooming business outside of town, unrelated to what I do. I don't groom at my business, therefore it doesn't really take time away from me. I've had concerns for the quality of the fence. It is in working conditions. It has been inspected by a code enforcement officer and the Department of Agriculture. It can be inspected again. There have also been concerns for vocal dogs. I happen to have installation in my home that helps reduce that, and I plan also to install different structures to help increase the volume emitting from my home. I use crates just to help me keep everyone safe, separated. I feed everyone separately. Whenever there's dogs out, I'm out, whether it's inside the house or outside of it. Everyone gets ample time outside after being properly introduced to play, to use the bathroom. And so everyone sleeps with me either in the living room or in the bedroom. Some dogs are crated, some dogs are not. It depends on what they need and what the owners ask of me. And I'm aware that a vast number of my support letters come from customers outside of Mableton. That would be because, on one hand, the majority of them have been with me for before I moved in, and also because a lot of them stop at my location on the way to the airport. 99% of the majority of my pet owners pay via merchant processors. That means I have a money trail. That means any online, offline claims of dogs escaping can be verified for their veracity and for their dates. Since it has been mentioned by someone in the community that there have been dogs escaping. That was years ago, and it has been properly addressed. I've adjusted my protocols years ago, and that measure has been 100% successful. As I'm new to many things, a lot of concerns I've been informed should have been addressed prior, but I don't always know the process and protocols to different requirements and needs by the city and the community. Perhaps in summary, as far as the community impact, I am a small local business that serves Mableton families and neighboring communities. I am appointment-based. I'm also a certified pet sitter, so I'm striving to offer responsible operations that keep improving over time with professional standards and a positive contribution to the neighborhood. I'm trying to demonstrate that I'm seeking community input, that I listen to concerns, that I organize support, that I'm committed to responsible operations that keep improving over time, and that I'm working through this process respectfully. And that being said, I respectfully ask for your approval of the permit, and I appreciate your time and your consideration.
Thank you for that, sir. Before any questions are asked on you, I want to see if there's anyone else. Is there anyone else who would like to speak on behalf of this temporary land use permit? Please, ma'am. Yes.
Hello, my name is Christy Vaughn. I am in District 5. I am an advocate for animal rescue, and I've spent over a decade of my life volunteering and advocating for rescue dogs. I also advocate and volunteer with the Georgia Pet Coalition, and this is a group that advocates lobbyists to help change and impact our laws. So this matter was brought to my attention a number of weeks ago, and I was actually very concerned over photographs that I saw circulating online through the Mableton Improvement Coalition. I saw filthy conditions. I saw dogs
Ms.
kept.
Vaughn,
Yes.
I'm sorry if I could. This section is still for people who are speaking in support of.
I'm against.
Okay, can you come back in just a second?
Sure.
Because there's still time allotted. There's still 4 minutes left for anyone who wants to speak in support of this measure. There's still a balance of 4 minutes. Sir, I'll allow you to do right now. You can use the remainder of the 4 minutes if you choose, or we can go ahead and flip. It's up to you.
Sure. It should be known that houses get dirty pretty fast, especially with dogs. And I have, in recent months, started using a residential cleaning service, not so that I can clean my dog hair, but so that they can help me keep up with the normal day-to-days. Today included. They're probably wrapping up as we speak. I've been in the gradual process of delegating many menial miscellaneous tasks that, so to speak, slow me down, whether it's cleaning, whether it's laundry, whether it's landscaping. All those things have been gradually delegated in the last few weeks. And I plan to continue doing that. That's part of my ongoing efforts to improve the speed and the quality of what I offer. Those photos were taken when the office insisted on doing an inspection before I informed them that I was ready. But if you go there right now, it looks very different. It has been cleaned, and it gets regularly cleaned.
Thank you, sir. All right. If at the conclusion of this, we will now like to, if anyone would like to speak against or in not support of this measure, please make your way to the podium at this point in time.
Christy Vaughn again, I'm back. So as I mentioned, I have been a longtime advocate for the rescue community in the state of Georgia. And I learned a little bit about this home and this potential business. And while I sympathize, with someone who is trying to start a business, especially in their home, I do want to caution the city council that this is a very slippery slope, where there's been some issues in the past. They may or may not have been rectified, but the fact that they were issues at all is a big red flag to me, because I would never put dogs in that condition. I would never have a home that looked that way. And if you saw the photos on the Mableton Improvement Coalition's website or Facebook page, you would probably agree with me that it was both heartbreaking and sickening. My friends in animal control, who I cannot name, also validated my concerns and issues. Now, some of these problems may be completely cleaned up. It may be a very different scenario. But again, it's a slippery slope towards dog hoarding, dog abuse, and issues with fighting and breeding that are all big concerns to me. Additionally, not to mention that just having a business like this in a residential neighborhood does open opportunities for other people to have similar businesses or even worse businesses. And I just don't feel that businesses belong in residential neighborhoods. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Vaughn. Is there anyone else that would like to speak in opposition of this temporary land use permit? If there is, please make your way to the podium now. I'll ask once more, is there anyone who would like to speak against this temporary land use permit that's been in front of us this evening? All right, it doesn't seem that we have anyone else. What I would like to do is, council, at this point in time, if you have any questions for Ms. Garver or for the applicant, are there any questions? Any questions, council?
I have a quick question. Ms. Garver, did he ever provide a copy of the state issued license for you all to review?
He did. It wasn't provided at the beginning of the process, but he has gotten approval from the Department of Agriculture.
Any other questions? No. Any other questions? No. Fair enough. All right, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and close the public hearing. Thank you for that, Ms. Garver. Council, at this point in time, I am going to entertain a motion for this land use permit. And this is, all right. Councilwoman Jeffcoat.
So I do want to say that I appreciate the business owner, Parcel Pet Care LLC, in your attempt in wanting to, supervise and have a pet sitting service. But there's just some conditions in terms of how the pets are being handled, and the fact that it's in a residential area. And because of that, I'm going to make a motion for denial.
I'll second.
Thank you, Councilwoman. The motion's been made by Councilwoman Jeffcoat for denial of this temporary land use and properly seconded by Councilman McNeely. At this point in time, any discussion, Council? Hearing none, I'll call a question. All those in favor of the denial of the motion made by Councilman Jeffcoat, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. This does carry. Please note, Deputy Clerk, that this temporary land use has been denied. All right, we're going to move forward now, Council, to our next section, which is our presentations, acknowledgement, and proclamations. We do have a presentation on Cobb County Opioid. That is EMS Director, Division Chief Nick Adams. Good evening, sir. Thank you for being here.
All right, Mr. Mayor, City Council, thank you for having me this evening. I appreciate it. My name is Division Chief Nick Adams. I am the EMS Division Chief for Cobb County Fire and Emergency Services. And I also serve as the non-voting chair of the Cobb County Opioid Abatement Advisory Council. And what I'd like to share with you today is an overview of the work we've been doing since we were formed in 2024. So I believe I have a slide advancer, is that correct? Oh, thank you. I'd like to give you an overall scope of the opioid epidemic that we've been experiencing here in Cobb County, and these are numbers from 2022. And what you'll see in front of you is the impact that opioid has had in Cobb County since 2022. 2022 is the last year we have great numbers, but I do want to stress that 2022 is the absolute peak of the pandemic. So what you're seeing right in front of you with 143 opioid-related deaths in Cobb County was the worst of the worst, and since then we have recovered to what we consider to be pre-pandemic levels of the opioid epidemic. I wanted to get a little bit more recent and a little bit more specific to Mableton. What you're seeing in front of you is from numbers from 2025, and this is the amount of Narcan that was given by Cobb County Fire and Emergency Services, EMTs, and paramedics in 2025. One of the major things I would like to point out, if you see on this map, you'll see Kennesaw and Ackworth towards the northwest. Towards the southeast is the area of the Battery or the Cumberland area where you'll see a hot spot of, I believe, I can't see it right from here, but I believe about 26 Narcan administrations in 2025. And then if you look further south, this is just for a comparison of where Mableton is with the rest of the county. You see a cluster of 22 Narcan deliveries and some areas around that towards the east and the south. I'd like to zoom in a little bit, and as we zoom in, I want you to understand that those little hot spots are going to break up to be more specific and give you a better example of, or a better indicator of where we are experiencing the opioid epidemic in Mableton. I'm sorry I don't have the city boundaries on here, but I do. That screenshot is pretty much Mableton area. You'll notice that there's some hot spots near the area of Cobb Hospital, some towards the center of the city, and I apologize, I can't see the map right now, but that gives you an idea of what we're experiencing right here in the city of Mableton in 2025. All right, so what I'd like to briefly discuss is kind of what we're doing to combat the epidemic. In 2018, the Cobb County Board of Commissioners voted to begin litigation against some of the pharmacies, the manufacturers of opioid-related drugs, also the distributors. Since Cobb County was one of the first to embark on this, we were one of the first of 5 within the United States to be bellwether cases against the manufacturers of opioids, the pharmacies, and the distributors. And we are happy to say that we have almost 100% settlement, which ended up causing a settlement for the entire nation. That settlement is going to provide millions of dollars to Cobb County over the next 18 years to help us combat the opioid epidemic. Let's see here. As part of that settlement, Cobb County was required to establish the Opioid Abatement Advisory Council. That Opioid Abatement Advisory Council had some very specific rules on to who could serve on that council. On that council, we have a representative from our local CSB, and our CSB is responsible for the mental health and wellness of Cobb County. That person who is appointed from the CSB was Ms. Melanie Dallas, who is the CEO of Highland Rivers CSB. Blake Schneider was chosen as a representative from the educational community in Cobb County. He represents Kennesaw State University. Dr. Kimberly Henderson, who does own a business right here in the city of Mableton, was selected for a representative of the medical community. She is highly engaged in substance use disorder treatment. Christopher Hansard, which is a member of the court system. Pete Kionis, who is the owner of Metro Atlanta Ambulance Service, was appointed by the Board of Health. Holly Touchman, who is a person within the community who is has been impacted by substance use disorder. And then a sheriff's designee who is currently Lieutenant Colonel Stacy Baines as representative of the sheriff. And then myself, who is the non-voting chair of the Cobb County Opioid Abatement Council. We worked with the community to determine needs. The settlement dollars have to be spent specifically on opioid abatement. Some of you may remember back in the 1980s, there were settlements involving nicotine. A lot of that money could be spent on anything at all, but opioid abatement specifically must be spent on opioid abatement within these 4 category areas. And that is treatment, prevention, recovery, and harm reduction. And you can see on the screen the community, after having community listening sessions, we were instructed, or we have a strategic plan to spend 42% in treatment, 22% in prevention, 21% in 21% in recovery, and 15% in harm reduction. Obviously, treatment is a higher number because treatment of substance use disorder is much more expensive than some of the other categories. Approximately 1 year ago, we opened up to the community an opportunity to apply for these funds. And I want to give you an idea of, we ended up having 42 applicants requesting $35 million. At the time, we had $6 million that had been delivered to us from the settlement. As of today, Cobb County has been given $15.6 million to combat the opioid problem from the settlement dollars. Once the applicants applied for funds, they were graded on a scale that you can see in front of you right here. Once all applicants were graded, the Cobb County Opioid Abatement Council suggested to the Board of Commissioners to fund the following projects. And Mr. Mayor and City Council, if you'd like, I'd like to pass out a handout that will explain to you exactly what areas and what each organization is accomplishing. That initial award was $6 million. like I said earlier, there's $15.6 million available, so there's still $9 million remaining currently for us to disperse. However, we'll continue to receive funds over the next 18 years as part of the settlement. Mr. Mayor and City Council, I'll open it up to any questions you may have.
I don't have any questions, Chief, but I just want to say thank you for coming.
Thank you, sir.
And providing us with this information. It's something that I had looked towards forgetting, so thank you for being here and providing this. I have the privilege to serve on the Cobb Douglas Board of Public Health.
Yes, sir.
So I see some of this periodically, but to see it here for the, I think for the public to see and understand, I appreciate you doing that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Anyone else have any questions or comments?
Mr. Mayor, I would like to ask a question. And
Yes, please.
Nick, I probably could have called you and asked this question, but for the benefit of the council, on the board representation, do we have a somewhat of a dedicated concentration voice for the city of Mableton area?
I will say that Dr. Kimberly Henderson, her business is out of Mableton. The 7 positions were the 7 positions on the council was very specific in the settlement instructions, and they had 6 of the 7 positions are all very specific, and they serve as due to their role in the county. For instance, the CEO of the CSB. The one position out of the 7 that does rotate every 2 years is the person impacted by substance use disorder. So they have to be able to show that they are either in recovery or they have been impacted because of a family member has been involved. So that position does open every 2 years. We just reappointed Holly Touchman from the city of Marietta about 3 months ago. So I believe that position will open up again in 21 months, sir.
Yeah, the reason I asked that question, because I'm quite sure council, myself, would like to know what impact we're having in the city.
Yes, sir.
And perhaps we can get more regular updates. Hey, here's what's going on in the city of Mableton from this outcome. Here's what's been conducted or programs that are active in our city. Just be help every once in a while. Even if I get an email report to share, that would be helpful.
Absolutely, sir. One of the things the fire department does do, you may be aware, is we have a service called Cobb Fire Cares, which follows up with every opioid overdose within the city of Mableton within 48 hours. And we offer leave behind Narcan, the opportunity to speak with a peer counselor, and the opportunity to speak with a physician that can start treatment for recovery right away. That is the service we provide to the city. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, City Council.
Appreciate your time. All right, Council, we're going to move to the next item on the agenda. And I want to start this next portion by reflecting on something that took place on April 20th of 2023. That date is very clear in my mind because it's only 2 days after myself, at least on the council now, I think Councilman Ferguson, Councilwoman Jeffcoat, I think Councilwoman Herndon was already on as well, and Councilman Davis. But 2 days after we got elected, there was a pretty devastating event in our city. There was a fire. The fire that occurred at Lake Crossing Apartments. It was a severe fire, completely destroyed a couple of buildings, displaced 60 families, men, women, and children. And I remember showing up that morning. The fire had taken place in the middle of the night. I got there early that morning. Fire department was on the scene, but it was still smoldering. There was still fire that was there, and it was a heartbreaking scenario where you saw buildings that you could see completely through. You saw children's bicycles, you saw clothing. It was really a heart-wrenching scenario. I come on the scene again 2 days after being elected as mayor and not really having any idea what to do in the situation. And we were already active reaching out to, obviously the fire department was on site, but Cobb Emergency Management, and some of the people that could help deal with the situation. But what the biggest challenge wasn't getting the fire put out. It wasn't making sure that emergency management was on scene. It was, where were the 60 people that were going to go that got displaced? What were they going to wear? What were their kids going to eat for dinner that night? What were they going to wear to school the next morning? And sitting there in the midst of that, I made one phone call. And I called Mr. Luther Washington of Family Life Restoration. And it was a quick conversation. I told him what had happened, what was going on. And his response to me was very short. It was, tell him to come to FLRC and we'll take care of him. Take care of him, he did. Him and his wife Angela and the board made sure that every single one of those 60 people that were displaced had food, made sure that they had clothing, literally allowed them to come into Family Life Restoration Center, and did everything possible to make sure that this devastating event where they had lost everything that they had, that they knew not all was lost. And for me, in that instance, it became a very telling tale of what this city was about, and how community sticks together, and how people come together, that when families lose everything, that they can count on community if those organizations are there. And many of you know I talk about nonprofits that existed long before the city got started, and Family Life Restoration is one of those. And so this evening, we're bestowing a proclamation honoring Family Life Restoration Center for their 20 years of dedicated duty, because the story that I told wasn't a one-off. It wasn't just one thing that happened in one particular time. It's 20 years of being dedicated to a community through good times and times that are not so good. So with that being said, I would like to read a brief part of the proclamation. Whereas Family Life Restoration Center was founded with a profound vision to offer hope, stability, and restoration to individuals and families facing hardship, serving as a beacon of support in communities that are in transition. Whereas through 20 years of dedicated service, the Family Life Restoration Center has tirelessly addressed critical needs within the community by providing essential resources, including food assistance, clothing, family counseling, job readiness support, and emergency relief services. And whereas founders Luther and Angela Washington has demonstrated extraordinary leadership, compassion, selflessness, committed to committing their lives to uplifting others and to building an organization rooted in faith, dignity, and unyielding service. Whereas the 20th anniversary of Family Life Restoration Center represents a remarkable milestone of endurance, generosity, community impact, and reflecting 2 decades of lives restored and hope renewed. Now, therefore, be it resolved that sincere recognition, gratitude, and the highest of commendations be extended to the Family Life Restoration Center and its esteemed founders, Luther and Angela Washington, for 20 years of exemplary service, of unwavering dedication, and transformative community impact. In witness thereof, I have hereto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Mableton to be affixed on the 12th day of August 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will join me in congratulating Luther and Angela Washington on this nomination. If you all will please come to the front. make their way to their seats, please. I did not tell them they were going to be receiving a proclamation, so they did not know. And I was hoping they were going to show up because they wasn't here a little earlier. But thank you all for coming. It's much appreciated and well deserved. So thank you. There is, Council, I'm going to make a point of order here. There is another acknowledgement that I want to do, or presentation, if you will, that's related to an appointment, but I think this deserves its own spot from the beginning. As many of you know, one of the early efforts for the city of Mableton, and one of the key things we had is about beautification of the city. I think it's one of those tenets that the city was kind of built on, one of the reasons why we are a city. And again, there's been a lot of people that has been a part of whether it's, I won't name names, but there's people that's been doing a lot of work for a long time in the city to do what they can when it comes to beautification, when it comes to adopt a mile and picking up trash, and just overall trying to work as hard as they can to make the city the most beautiful place it can be. But one of the very early things that we wanted to establish when we became a city was working through Keep America Beautiful and ensuring that Mableton became its own affiliate, so we could have Keep Mableton Beautiful as part of that. And I am proud and elated to officially announce that the city of Mableton has been officially certified as an affiliate of Keep America Beautiful. We now officially have Keep Mableton Beautiful. I would like to ask our director and our beautification team please to come forward, because I think this is worthy of its own photo. Council, please join me. And you all will notice that I handed that to Director Ryan, who is our Director of Beautification and Greenspace here in the city of Mableton, because we had started this process of Keep Mableton Beautiful, but it's a testament to the staff that as a council, mayor and council, we can't get everything done. We need staff. And so this was an effort that we started, but it truly did not come to fruition until we were actually hired staff that could work on this on a daily basis to make happen. So thank you, Director Ryan and staff, for making this happen. We appreciate you. Indeed. All right, we're going to move forward now, Council, with the FY26 Quarter 4 financial presentation. We're Q4 of 2026. Good evening, Director Ellis.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight we're going to review our Quarter 4, final quarter of the fiscal year for fiscal year 26. Please keep in mind these are unaudited financials, so we will be performing our annual audit in the coming months, and then we will come back to you in December with our final financial audited numbers. The numbers you see now, there may be some changes. We're still waiting on some invoices to come in, still waiting for some revenues to come in, but this is a pretty good picture of where we're going to head into the fiscal year we're in now, fiscal year 27. This is just a summary, the notes of the financial statements. We are at 100% of the fiscal year. Our fiscal year is July 1 to June 30. Collections were over budget, 125.71% at $21.8 million. Expenditures to date were under budget at a 79.87% and came in at $16.258 million. Everything pretty much collected on target. Business OCC taxes, they come in as revenues come in. Our billing is mainly in March, so we came in almost at budget, just a smidge under budget on that one, but everything else met or exceeded budget for the fiscal year. This is our cash and investments for the city, all the various bank accounts that we have with the city, currently at $15.7 million for the city and $2.1 million for the Urban Redevelopment Agency, for a total of almost $18 million for the city. Now for the general fund, we're going to review the revenues for the current period as well as our year-to-date actuals. As mentioned on the previous slide, we have exceeded all of our revenues with the exception of business OCC. We came in a smidge below, but everything on target. We did have a budget amendment for the insurance premium tax that we had budgeted lower, and when it actually came in, this is our first year with that, we came in right on target. Interest was very good to us this year, so we came in very healthily over budget, which we always budget very conservatively year over year. So year-to-date actuals of a $17.3 million budget came in at 21.8. Next, we'll look at our expenditures through June 30. All of our departments came in under budget. Financing uses, which came in at 100% exactly, relates to transfers out. So that's relating from transfers that go to the URA, as well as to our capital projects fund and our tree fund, where we provide them funding for their activity. So year-to-date actuals were $16.2 million with an annual budget of $20.3 million. So we came in under budget at almost 80% of total expenditures for the year. The tree fund, we transferred all 160 from the general fund to fund this. We haven't worked on any projects yet. I know we have some active projects but have not been invoiced, so there is activity, but until we get invoiced, those will reflect in the period that the invoices occur. So we do have ongoing projects, but nothing has been paid at this time. Then we have our multiple grant fund. This is the Mayor's Alliance No Child Hungry grant. That was awarded last year for $24,000. To date, we have spent about $2,500 on contractual services. This is our project manager for the grant. We expect to spend the balance of that in the coming months, so that will show up in next fiscal year's financials. This will carry over where we will spend the full grant for that project. Next, we have our Six Flags Special District Fund. That fund is for just the Six Flags area. We have, for taxes, budgeted conservatively at $1.250 million. Due to to appraised values, we came in at a little over $1.4 million for the tax collection. Currently, the only contracted services we have in this fund relate to landscaping, which we have done some mowing in the Six Flags district for contractual services. The balance remaining we hold in contingency for future payments towards the debt and other contractual services that we may need within the Six Flags project. Our next fund is the, hold on one second. Public Safety Services District. And that fund, we currently only have expenditures related to the transfer in from the general fund. We funded our first payment to Cobb County towards our $9.5 million that was that was owed for last fiscal year. That does not include payments for the current fiscal year, which is our final year with Cobb County Services. So the expenditures and revenues in this fund relate to a transfer in, a loan from the general fund to cover that first payment to Cobb County, and then the payment that went out in May to Cobb County. Next, we have our hotel motel tax fund. This fund collects all of our hotel motel taxes from our hotels within the city. We came in at 165% of budget for that this year. We budgeted a conservative 375 and came in at almost 620,000 for the year. The two transfers out that partly goes to the general fund for marketing, and the balance goes to Meet Mableton and the DMO to do the marketing services. They are a contractor of the city. Next, we have our rental motor vehicle excise tax fund. This is a tax we started collecting for rental motor vehicle companies within the city. These funds have to be separated from the general funds to be used for transportation-related services, so we've accommodated for them in this fund. We do not have an annual budget for this. We'll be coming back to you probably at the end of this month, perhaps beginning of September, with a final fiscal year 26 budget amendment to true everything up so that when our auditors come in, we have everything that is as realized and actual. So right now we have 66 coming in. That will be transferred and be used for transportation services, which you currently have a public works department in the general fund. So those funds will be transferred back to the general fund to be used for those purposes. Next, we have our capital projects fund. And this is funded through the general fund as well. Excess funds we have that are decided by council year after year are transferred in here for capital expenditures. We have, at this time, 1.4 million from last year that we carried forward that we're bringing into next year. We've spent to date close to what we put aside for software and information services, which is capital equipment as well as software. We put $500,000 away for general government building, which we have spent on vehicles pretty much the beginning of last year, so that was fully funded earlier in last year's fiscal year. And we put aside $750,000 for contingency. That could be for land or things that come up that we may need it for. We have not spent any of that yet, so for fiscal year we are going to be carrying over almost close to $750,000 into next year to be used for any of those purposes. And then last but not least, we have our Urban Redevelopment Agency Fund. This is an agency for the city for urban redevelopment. This is recording the bonds that we issued last year, as well as interest revenue on those accounts. We have capital expenditures which relate to land that was purchased. We had several land purchases this year, as well as the principal and interest on the bonds with truists that we pay semi-annually. So we're coming in at a fund balance turning into next year of a little over $2.5 million, which we did spend on a recent purchase. So that will be almost fully depleted by this fiscal year that we're in today. So if you have any questions on any of those funds or outside of that, I'll be glad to answer them.
Thank you, Director Ellis. Council, do you have any questions for Director Ellis?
Thank you.
Clear? Thank you, ma'am. All right, Council, we're going to move now to Section 8, which is our appointees. So the first item is, now that we have firmly established Keep Mableton Beautiful, our next course of business is to make the appointees to those members. So what we're going to do is I have a stack of appointees. Council, I'm going to just call their name off. We're going to make a motion to approve these. At that point in time, I'll ask them to come up, and I'll do the oaths, and then we will take a group photo. Fair enough? Okay. All right. So the appointees currently are Anthony Ware. Oh, I don't know what district. What district you appointed? So again, Mr. Anthony Ware, Jeff Pageant, Jackson Sibley, Barry Krebs, Maria Lacey, and Odell Thompson. So at this point in time, council, these are the appointees from each district for Keep Mableton Beautiful. At this point in time, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve these appointees.
I'd like to make a motion to approve. Second.
Thank you. Motion been made and properly seconded by Councilman McNeely. Any discussion on this? Hearing none, I'll go ahead and call the question. All those in favor of approving said appointees, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. At this point in time, if your name were called and you are here, please make your way up. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you the inaugural appointees for Keep. I will go ahead and read the oath. If I can't see you, you can't see me. Step back here a little bit, Joe. There you go. Now, there you go, Barry. Are you ready? All right. Raise your right hand. Please repeat after me. I state your name. Do hereby solemnly swear and affirm that I will faithfully and impartially perform the duties of being a member of Keep Mableton Beautiful, this commission for the city of Mableton, Georgia. Congratulations, y'all are official. Yeah, we get a big photo. Yeah, what I'm going to do is strip these out. Can I get your pen, please? You know what? Let me do this. Just for logistics. Yeah.
Just going down in order. Okay.
Okay, come over here. So what we'll actually do, we can have you sign me first.
All right, once again, ladies and gentlemen, can we give a round of applause to all of our new committee members for keeping Mableton beautiful? Thank you all. As a reminder, all of these commissions, authorities, and boards are volunteer positions. So these are people that are from our community that is volunteering their time, their efforts, and their talent. So we definitely appreciate it, and myself and the council and our staff appreciate you taking your time out from your schedule to help make Mableton a better city. So thank you. At this point in time, council, I do believe that there is some other oaths that need to be from other commissions, authorities, and boards, but we have some oaths that need to be updated and administered. At this point in time, I think just, Madam Clerk, if you could call out those names, and if they are here, if they could come up and we can just administer those oaths.
Okay, yes, sir. For the Ethics Board, we have Karen Clark or Brandon Mitchell. Are you all here? Okay. For the Planning Commission, Mr. Gerard Jeter. We got you. For the BZA, we have Chijoke Effaby, Conrad A. Woods, Jerry Aldridge, Wendy Brown Sanders, or Christopher Samir. Are any of you here? So, no additional. Yep. We already have her. Oh, sorry, we have, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do hereby solemnly swear and affirm that I will faithfully and impartially perform the duties of being a member of the Board of Ethics for the city of Mableton. Congratulations. Thank you. Here you go. You're official. All right, Council, at this point in time, we are moving on to 9, which is our public comment section. Madam Clerk, do you have comments cards for this evening?
Yes, sir, I have 3.
Thank you.
And we have, the first one is Mr. Bryce Sally. And then second is Ms. Pam Dreyer. And then third, we have Mr. Sam Culbreth. And as a reminder, there's a 2-minute timer.
At this point in time, those people you called can come up, right? Yes. Good evening, sir. Please state your name and the district you live in.
My name is Bryce Sally, and I live in District 4.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, Council. My name is Bryce Sally. My wife and I bought our home on Rosie Lane 17 years ago, where we're raising our 2 sons. I'm here tonight to discuss the Public Safety Special Services District tax announced this month. I understand that business as usual was not an option, and I'm not here to argue against keeping residents safe or rehash the incorporation. I know that once those articles were signed, we were on the hook for a multi-million-dollar public safety expense. I am here because of how the tax is being assessed. The notice of first billing explicitly states the Cobb County homestead exemptions apply only to Cobb County taxes and do not extend to this PSSSD levy. This excludes the historic floating homestead exemption, which has protected Mableton's residents from unchecked property taxes for 25 years. Bypassing this exemption for our city's opening tax sets a dangerous precedent, strips away our established protections, and jeopardizes the financial stability of every Mableton household. For my home, applying 4.5 mils to the unprotected assessment brings this bill to $818. We're a single-income household with 2 sons, aged 10 and 15. Our weekly grocery budget is $240, and that's already tight. The new tax wipes out nearly a month's worth of food for my children. Honoring the county's floating exemption would bring my share to $309, putting $509 directly back into my family's grocery budget. Establishing this department for our safety should not come at the cost of leaving residents vulnerable to financial hardship. If these bills are forced through as is, I will exercise my right under Georgia tax law to pay under protest and formally file for a refund, an option for every Mableton homeowner. I urge this council to pass a matching floating homestead exemption before October 1st bills are mailed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next, we will have Ms. Pam Dreyer.
Hi, my name is Pam Dyer, and I'm in District 2, and I don't want this to sound as a repeat. I sat here and I listened to the budget and all of the information given. My question is this: why would we do an assessment to the taxpayers of Mableton without giving any consideration whatsoever to those special assessments that's allowed for the elderly, the seasoned, disabled, and other exemptions that are given? We have households who have, like the gentleman just said, a one-income household. We have people on Social Security. The vote was 6-1 on July 13th. Then we get notice it's due December 1st. I entrusted myself, my property, my budget to you all. I'm in District 2 to do what's right by all taxpayers, to give us every right that we're entitled to. The U.S. Treasury, Internal Revenue Service that I worked for almost 40 years, we give appropriate exemptions to the elderly and disabled. The state, they do the same thing, and Cobb has done the same thing. When you do a meal assessment of 4.5 and do not give adequate time for taxpayers to adjust their household, you put them in a vulnerable situation. And that is not what we elected you for. We elected you to consider our needs while building the city of Mableton. And that's what's expected. When you came out and you went out and you campaigned, hey, I supported who I voted for is in office. I expect, along with all the citizens of Mableton, to be supported by the board and the mayor that we entrusted ourselves to. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And lastly, we have Mr. Sam Colbert.
Sam Colbreth, District 6. Good evening, council and residents. One, I just wanted to echo also my congratulations to the Family Life Restoration Center. for their proclamation. It was very well deserved, as well as a lot of friends that I have and community leaders that were just recently appointed to the Keep Mableton Beautiful. I will argue it's probably one of the best boards I've seen because of the people that's on it. So those are great appointees. And then also, I would be remiss if I didn't put a shout out towards great sponsors, great volunteers, and also a great community for coming out to the Austell Community Task Force 26th back to school jam. We've been doing it for 26 years. And then so led by an extremely competent and passionate committee team, not including myself, but wanted to put a shout out for that. And then also, too, there's going to be a lot of conversation around a lot of the civic issues that face Mableton. So we offer the Austell Community Task Force as a third space to continue those conversations. And you are welcome to come out. So our meetings take place normally on the first Monday of every month at 7 p.m. at the South Cobb Recreation Center to observe Labor Day. We'll be having it. We took a break for this month, but next month it will be on September 14th at 7 p.m. at the South Cobb Recreation Center. So definitely invite y'all out. We definitely want to continue these conversations. We have great town halls, but we also have to have great community third space to continue the conversations around these. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Colbert.
There are no more comments.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this point in time, we're going to go ahead and close our public comment section and move to the consent agenda, Council. There's several items on the consent agenda. These are consistent with what was reviewed on Monday. So at this point in time, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as written.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as written.
Second. Thank you. Motion's been made and seconded by Councilman Davis. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval of the consent agenda, please say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Thank you. Council, with no unfinished business or new business, this takes us to the conclusion of the business that's in front of us this evening. At this point in time, I'm going to ask our city manager if there's any comments that you have this evening, sir.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. We've obviously been off for a month for July, so I have a list of things that have been achieved since we've met. First, wanted to congratulate you, Mayor Owens, for being reelected to the GMA board at large. I think.
Thank you, sir.
Sometimes these things are overlooked, but you got 159 counties, maybe 500 cities in this state, and so the city of Mableton to have someone sitting on the board at large, that's something for us to be proud of, because there's, again, 150 mayors they could have selected. So just wanted to congratulate you on that, being reelected on the GMA board at large.
Thank you.
Then I had Mr. Davis and Ms. Jeff Cope were both recognized at the GMA conference for their achievement, and apparently Ms. Jeff Cope puts a lot of time into training, and she got enough hours to where she was recognized, and Mr. Davis. So that, the work that you all have put in to learn about government is to be recognized and applauded. Also, that I want to congratulate our Economics Development Director, Mr. Artie Jones, we finally got Meet Mableton is tracking and starting to get going. It's been a long time coming, Mayor. This was a vision that you spoke of about making sure our hotel motel dollars stay within the city instead of going out to other agencies, so they could focus on Mableton specific tourism. And that organization has been off the ground. It got kicked off this couple of weeks. I think our city attorney was at a meeting today with them. And then we are proud to say that we're no longer having to pay lease money for space we occupy, because we now own the building at 6116 Mableton Parkway. That's a major good financial achievement there, where we were now paying money. We're now will be collecting money and no longer paying lease. That's being very fiscally responsible with the citizens' trust in us on how we manage money. We also closed on a very historic property, Front Street property, now belongs to the city, that will make sure we preserve the history in that area. We have our IT director now with UGAC, Chief Information Officer training. And of course, you all recognize today, Keep Mableton's Beautiful, and to keep Mableton Beautiful affiliation with Keep America Beautiful. So a lot of things have happened since we were off. I just wanted to recognize those things and continue to encourage us as a city to keep pushing forward as a city of excellence.
Thank you for that, sir. Madam Attorney?
No comments, Mayor.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
No comments.
Thank you. Councilwoman Herndon?
Oh. Yeah, wow. Okay. Thank you, Mayor.
Welcome, ma'am.
That was a surprise. Okay. All right. Thanks to everyone who has come out today. I only have one announcement. I think I have a flyer. But I will start. Last October, Cobb County did a study for the East-West Connector. It was the East-West Connector Corridor Improvement Study. And at the last meeting in October, they asked for constituents to come and point out areas along the East-West Connector that needed improvement, areas of concern where there was either bottlenecks or safety issues in those areas. And so they've taken everyone's feedback, they've coordinated with some engineers, and they have come up with some ideas based on the input that was given in October of 2025. So there will be another meeting coming up on for the East-West Connector corridor study to highlight some of the suggestions that they have for some of these issues, and also to continue gaining resident input into their ideas and any other suggestions so that they can finalize their study. And that's going to be held on, where is the date? August the 20th. And it's going to be from 5 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. at the Connection Point Church. Is at the same church that it was at in 2025. The Connection Point Church of God, 888 East-West Connector in Austell, Georgia. So for those of you who participated last year, we invite you to come out, and those who did not, if you can come out and take a look at what Cobb County has in mind for East-West Connector. I'm sure most of you travel up and down East-West Connector at some point, and your input is very vital. So we invite you to come out and lend your voice and what you'd like to see for that corridor. And outside of that, that's my only announcement. And thank you all for coming out, and safe travels home. Oh, also, we had in the low 20s of viewership today on our on our Zoom, not Zoom, but you know, our, what is it called?
Live stream.
Live stream, thank you. Yeah, so we had a low 20s, probably like 22, 23 people who joined us on our live stream tonight. So thank you all too for tuning in. Have a good night.
Thank you, Councilwoman. I got you a little discombobulated.
I know, yeah.
Councilman Ferguson, you're recognized, sir.
Thanks, sir. I wasn't sure if you were going to start bouncing around and go to 4 next. Last week I had the honor of hanging out here at the Epicenter to celebrate two very wonderful people, as their slogan says, that they were built on the rock. The 20th anniversary of the Family Life Restoration Center, and we recognize them. They got the proclamation, all that's great. However, they can't do 20 more years the way that they're doing it. They need help. They need volunteers. They need people that are going to come out and donate. I know that I will continue to donate as long as the Lord continues to bless me. I will do what I can to bless that organization. They're two wonderful people, but they've been doing it for 20 years, and they need your help. So 6105 Mableton Parkway is their address. Show up, get ready to go unpack some boxes, get ready to go unpack some clothes, bring a couple extra dollars, get ready to serve some food, get ready to do all that sort of stuff to help them out as they do all that they can to help out the city of Mableton and the residents that are around here. They've done wonderful things, and together we can all achieve more, and we can all do even more. So help them out. Thank you guys back there. I only have one announcement besides that. On August the 22nd, everybody's doing these town halls that are really cool. We're going to come out there and do a whole bunch of talking and looking around in suits and all that sort of thing. Well, I decided I wanted to do things a little different, and I just wanted to have a family fun day. And we're just going to come out and hang out, bring the kids. There's going to be Lush Pops there. You can have a Lush Pop and do some activities around the Boys and Girls Club, and then we'll talk. And we'll get into all the business that you want to get into, but I want to make sure that we can have a good time. One of the reasons that I ran for office was this whole idea about community and how we build community, how we build partnerships, how we build relationships. And the partnership that I want to build with the Boys and Girls Club, you saw them come up here a couple months ago, is because they are doing an amazing thing in our city, and they're not recognized. People don't realize that they're over there, but they want to be more engaged in the city. So this is one way that I want you all to come out and see the wonderful things that are happening at the Boys and Girls Club, and then we'll talk. You'll hear from some very high-ranking elected officials and all those sort of thing. Is that going to get you to come out? Hopefully, maybe. Jeff Padgett, my guy, might be there. We're going to have people there, so you should come. The only person missing is you. So that's all I had. It's August 22nd, Boys and Girls Club from 12 to 3:30, and it is 785 Fontaine Road Southwest, Mableton, Georgia 30126. Thank you. That's all I had.
Thank you, Councilwoman Brown.
Good evening, everyone. I have just one thing that I want to mention, and that is that I'll be having my very first town hall meeting tomorrow. That will be at Camp Timber Ridge, and I also want to note that the address, we've actually had to update that so that we get you to the specific building on the Timber Ridge campus. It's like 200 acres, and we don't want you wandering around. So the address that currently listed there actually is incorrect. So it's 5601 North Allen Road Southeast, Building A. So once you come off of Allen Road, you turn right onto the campus. It'll be the first building sort of there to your right. It's more like an office building as opposed to like a camp type structure. In my town hall, I'm going to keep presentations very brief. We are going to talk about SPLOST, and I have heard from a number of people regarding SPLOST and the time of the already scheduled SPLOST presentations. And so I do want to make you aware that the same presentation that's here today will also be tomorrow evening. So even if you're unable to stay for the entire town hall, you're welcome to drop by. You can take a look at the presentations and find out what's on offer for Mableton as it pertains to SPLOST. We will also have a presentation from Economic Development, and then code enforcement, and I will also offer a brief presentation on what I've been up to for the last few months since I came on board to the council. So I hope that you all can come out. We'll have some light refreshments, and I hope that everyone has a great evening.
Thank you. Councilwoman Jeffcoat.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming out this evening. I know it's been a couple weeks since we've actually held a meeting, but we still have been working really hard and diligent in our communities, and so just really happy to see you all here at this meeting. I do want to make a point that about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we held an event where we were able to distribute about 2,000 or more book bags. And so I do want to thank the Pastors Collective. I want to also thank the Family Resource Center, Carolyn Turner's organization, for coming out. It was a collective effort. A lot of folks came out to support the teachers and our children back to school event. And so it went really well, and I just want to thank everyone who was involved in that effort. Also, I will be hosting a senior town hall meeting that will take place on next Tuesday. This is near and dear to my heart. It's specific to seniors. We'll have a panel of experts that will talk about important issues that will be impacting our seniors. You have an opportunity to ask questions, share your thoughts and concerns, and discover all the valuable resources that we'll have. We'll even have a resource fair. That resource fair will be from 5:30 to 6 p.m. And then the actual town hall will kick off around 6:15. And so please make sure you share this information with as many seniors as you know. We're gonna have a lot of great information, and so, and some light refreshments by yours truly. Well, not me, my mom. Also, I want to congratulate our Keep Mableton Beautiful commissioners. Thank you for stepping up and raising your hand and volunteer. I'm actually proud of the work that Barry Krebs continues to do day in and day out in our community, and the rest of the commissioners. They do a great job hosting cleanup events and things of that sort. So thank you so much for all that you do, and congratulations on getting appointed tonight. And I do want to congratulate Luther and Angela again. Thank you for having a servant's heart and all that you do in supporting District 3, and now I understand it's District 2 as well, and the entire Mableton community. We really appreciate all the work that you do. Thank you so much. I yield my time.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman McNeely, the floor is yours, sir.
We're thankful for the 20 years, but we're looking forward to 20 more in our community. So thank you for that. Again, thank you for our Keep Mableton Beautiful appointees, a very strong group of individuals within each of our districts and in our city. Looking forward to the work that they will do in partnership with our staff at the city of Mableton. And as we all know, students have gone back to school, so I want to wish them well, all of our students, teachers, administrators, and families. And throughout the city of Mableton, education is vitally important to all of us as individuals, as families, and as community. You never stop learning and growing, and we're thankful for our educational system and the work that they do for our young people. And as we know, tonight was the first SPLOST meeting, and there will be many more of those that we are continuing to promote and advertise. As we know as well, town halls are being scheduled amongst the council members, so there are additional opportunities to discuss that very important issue as we lead up to voting in November. We've also heard from many from the community who had issue with the times that were set, but again, allow yourself, if you can, to come to the town halls if you can't come to the currently scheduled meetings. And as always, you have the opportunity to call or email each council member and the mayor to discuss your issues, as well as at our meetings tonight. We want to hear from you, and we want to answer as many questions as we can and make sure that we're moving forward in the direction that we all want for our city and make sure it prospers. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Davis, you're recognized, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Now, Councilwoman Herndon, I know how you feel. But I just want to say this, that yes, we were off for last month, but I had the opportunity to go to a lot of the nonprofits who had back to school jams, churches, family life restoration. I mean, I look at all the unity in this community, the engagement in this community, and I have to say, I can't help but be impressed by that. Even though, again, I'll say this too, that sometimes we don't agree with everything, or we don't all agree with each other. But one thing I will say, every time I'm out in the community, I see the community showing up. I see the community showing out. I see the community being engaged, and that's what makes a healthy and strong community. So congratulations again to the Keep Mableton Beautiful Commission, everyone who stepped up. Thank you, Family Life Restoration, for everything that you've done. I've watched you for a long time, and you've always been there. To the churches, to the you know what, I'm not going to try to name everyone because I'm going to forget somebody. But just to see everyone who's been a part of this community working hard to get things done, I can't say enough about that. So thanks to all you community leaders. Mr. Murphy, you right there, I see you. Thank you for all that you've done. But it is always impressive to me. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to be quiet now. Have a great day. Have a great night, great evening, and rest of your week, and be careful out there.
Thank you, Councilman Davis. There's a few things that I want to briefly discuss this evening. I want to start with two things actually that our city manager had mentioned. I am incredibly thankful to the CEO, Larry Hanson, at the Georgia Municipal Association, their staff, and quite frankly, all the other mayors that are in leadership at the Georgia Municipal Association for allowing me to serve on the board. That is an honor in itself. As mentioned, there's 536 cities throughout the state, so having the opportunity to serve statewide at an at-large position, I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that the city of Mableton, as new as we are, get to literally have a seat at the table with a statewide organization as such. And second to that, I was also appointed to the Legislative Policy Council, that board with the Georgia Municipal Association. That one is honorable as well, but it's arduous. Let me just tell you, there's tons of meetings because the Legislative Policy Council is where we talk about specific laws and bills that impact cities across the state. There are many state laws that come up in the General Assembly that may or may not be very friendly as it relates to cities. There's issues across the board that, whether it's local rights that cities have inherently from the Constitution. There is times where state law can usurp or tries to usurp city bills, and so the Legislative Policy Council really takes a look at all of the potential and bills that are out there and make sure that cities are strong from a policy standpoint. So I'm proud to have this opportunity to serve on this council again this coming year. Second thing I wanted to make note of was our manager mentioned it, but 6116 Mableton Parkway is where a location that we've had for quite some time when we had our operations, our permitting, our planning and zoning, our code enforcement has been housed out of 6116 Mableton Parkway. And we cut a ribbon there, and we've celebrated, we spent money in uplifting and in improving that place. But the bottom line is it wasn't ours. We were renters. And now we're landlords. We own that building. So instead of being tenants, we're the actual landlord and have the opportunity now to ensure the longevity and the upkeep of that space. Again, investing in this city, investing in our community, something that for decades many of us here have asked to happen. We're taking the lead in that. We're the catalyst in this. And so when there's discussions around our urban redevelopment agency and funds that we are investing into literally the fabric of this community, particularly from a business standpoint, we only hope that the money and efforts that we're spending in this, yes, is for our use, but also now we can pour into other businesses, and those would be businesses that can be developed and grow within our city. The second one that was listed was the historic home on Front Street that has seen better days, there's no doubt, but we as in the council made the courageous decision to purchase that home. And I would like to thank those of y'all who are out there, you know who you are, that helped to make that happen. The goal for that is to restore it back to its former glory, to ensure that a piece of the history of Mableton remains intact. And we felt the only way that we absolutely knew that would happen was if we invested in that building, if we purchased that place, so we could make sure that it is fully restored. And hopefully the goal is to open that up so it's a place for the community, so the community can take advantage of and enjoy that space and experience things that the city can bring from a park perspective, from an opening that, as well as the building that's directly beside it as well, which served as formerly as a post office, and even before that as a pharmacy in the city of Mableton, where yes, they serve Coca-Cola in that building, which is why there's the mural on the side of that now. Again, this is a great example and an opportunity that it's truly the city working for this community, right? And ensuring that we're investing dollars that we had begged others to do so in the past, but now we're taking that step forward to do that. So I want to formally thank my council members and staff for taking that journey, and thank all the partners that we had along the way to purchase these properties, where we are making sure that we're not only investing in our community, but we're helping our businesses, our future business leaders, as well as restoring the history of this great city. Third thing I wanted to mention, I think Councilman Davis mentioned this, was all of the back to school events that we had this last 2 weekends. I specifically want to thank everyone who donated a backpack, who donated a book, to the barbers out there that was giving free haircuts, the stylist that was doing young girls' hair. I mean, it was truly something to behold. All of the community members coming together, businesses from all over, and all different types of businesses, whether it was something that was adjacent to schools or not. We had businesses of all types that was coming together to ensure that our students had the best start of this school year possible, that if it was possible to relieve the burden from a parent, that they were doing so. So say it loud and proud, thank you. Thank you to all the community members who helped our students get off to a great year. And lastly, I want to speak to the topic du jour for a lot of you that received a letter talking about the Public Safety Special Service District. And we could have a whole meeting on this, and we will. We have before, and we will continue to have them. But there are a few things that I want to address quickly as it comes to that. It's just, there's a phrase that I echo over and over again, that facts matter, because they do. And it doesn't mean that everyone gets everything right every single time. It doesn't mean that everyone is aware of everything that's happening all the time. And that does not mean there's a lack of transparency. A lot of times it means that there's a lack of understanding of what processes are, or an understanding of what specific laws or limitations may be in place, or simply a difference as there's a special service district in lieu of a general property tax. And a lot of people think that we had used those terms as a way of semantics, or somehow trying to skirt around the fact that there was going to be a tax that was going to be implemented. And I'm here to tell you that's simply not the case, but I want to make sure everyone is informed and everyone has information that they can use. This special service district was put into place, was established in 2025, last year, approximately 8 months ago. We knew that there was going to be a special service district, which is the reason that we created it, because once we knew that there was going to be a tax, we knew there was going to be a bill from Cobb County, we had no other choice than to find a way to fund that. Our choice to do a special service district was specifically around accountability and transparency. The fact that we would have a segregated fund specifically for public safety that was not going to get commingled with the funds that you saw this evening in the general fund. I think that's been a problem that persists in a lot of local government, a lot of county government, that money gets raised and put in a general fund to get commingled, and residents do not know exactly where those funds go. With this special service district, you will know exactly what funds are raised, and you know exactly what they get spent for. And I do believe that any day of the week, that is a good solution. And transparency. There's a couple other facts I wanted to mention about this. Was we did not bypass or choose not to put in specific exemptions. There are exemptions that are in place with this. Namely, there are exemptions around disabled veterans, which we mentioned. There's exemptions around surviving spouses of disabled veterans. There is exemptions for unmarried surviving spouses of any U.S. service member that is killed uh, inaction. And there is also exemptions in place for unmarried surviving spouses of firefighters, peace officers, police officers that are killed within the line of duty. So I want to make it clear that there are exemptions that are in place. There are other exemptions that we will seek that we do not have in place now, not because we chose not to do them, but because exemptions that are beyond those that we can mandate, we have to go through the General Assembly. Now, when it comes to exemptions specifically, it relates to seniors. We will hold true to the effort of making sure that those exemptions get put in place. But in order for us to do that, we have to go to the General Assembly. And I can tell you tonight that those exemptions will be placed into our legislative priorities package for 2027, and it will be presented to the Cobb County delegation for review, and hopefully to the General Assembly, the at least local delegation, for approval. So we have not decided that we are not going to move forward with these exemptions. We've not decided for whatever reason that it wasn't worth doing. We know that it's worth doing. We absolutely will pursue it further, but for those exemptions specifically, we will have to go to the General Assembly, and something that we are planning on doing. So again, I wanted to make sure that we remain to be transparent with you about where we stand with this public safety district, why we put that in place, what those funds will be used for, the exemptions that will be in place now, and exemptions that we hope to put in place once we bring our legislative priorities package to the General Assembly. So I hope that helps to answer some questions. We'll continue to bring forth more information as we have it. We will continue to, as we move forward with the Public Safety Special Service District and the Public Safety Division, we will keep you informed. We will have additional town hall specifically around that, as mentioned before. And again, we will move forward in a way that, I'll say again, that is transparent, that is accountable, and that we expect you to hold us accountable for this. Thank you all. I appreciate you listening through those comments. At this point in time, I'd like to entertain a motion to go into executive session for real estate personnel, litigation, and miscellaneous.
Motion to go into executive session for real estate personnel, miscellaneous, and litigation.
Second.
Thank you, sir. The motion's been made and properly seconded by Councilwoman Brown. At this point in time, I'll call a question. All those in favor of going to executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
We have no opposition. Thank you. We'll retreat in executive session. If you will not be with us when we return, thank you. We appreciate you showing up, being with you tonight. Congratulations again to the appointees, and we look to see you at our next City Council meeting. Thank you all. Have any other business in front of us? So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to exit executive session.
I make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
Thank you. Motion has been made, properly seconded by Councilwoman Jeffcoat. All in favor of exiting executive session, please say aye. All right, motion carries. At this point in time, again, I don't think there's any other business in front of us. Having no
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded by Councilwoman Brown. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We stand adjourned. See you at our next meeting. Thank you.
What's going on?